A beloved has asked about mantras and the fear of mispronouncing the words in Sanskrit mantras, the fear of mispronouncing the names of the deities in the mantras. First of all, you have to understand what mantra means. Series of mantras come from Vedic texts, all written in Sanskrit, which was the language of the reason for many thousands of years. And on these thousands of years, many rishis, many yogis, many people who knew about the phenomenon of life have contributed to these Vedas and have contributed to the mantras. You should understand what mantra means. And there is not only mantra, there is mantra, there is yantra, and there is tantra. By understanding mantra itself, the doors to understanding the yantra and ultimately the tantra is opened. The word mantra comes from the root word man, meaning mind. The very nature of this man, the mind, is cyclic, rotatory, yet something that records. This recording mechanism of whatever senses we provide to our body or whatever stimuli we get into our body, it goes on recording. Not only the things that we focus on, but also the things that goes unnoticed by during the day, during the night, during the entire lifetime. It just keeps on recording. Whatever things we know, we concentrate, becomes main part of our memory, be it physical memory or emotional memory, up to genetic memory, very deeper within. Whatever we notice, whatever we focus, it becomes general memory. Whatever goes unnoticed by becomes a subconscious memory. Yet it is a memory. And when one is hypnotized and taken back to a certain day, yesterday for example, if you are taken into hypnosis, into yesterday, then you see, you start memorizing, you start seeing, you start living again yesterday with much more clarity than normally we see or remember yesterday or any day we have lived in our life. Because all of them are recorded. So, man does not only record, it also projects whatever has been recorded. For example, if you are told something negative about somebody and you haven't seen that person yet, met that person yet, you heard something negative about the person, then you go and meet the person. Whatever you have been told comes in front of you as a barrier, and you can never open completely to this person who would have been opened, and you would have had different experience if you were not told anything negative about or anything positive about this person. Be it negative, be it positive, it just comes in front of you and becomes a glass. And with this glass you see the person. And this phenomenon is true to every single thing in life. Whatever is recorded, mind presents it in front of you. And through that presentation, you see the world, you experience the world. And you experience your own circumstances, your own life in the very similar phenomenon. The mechanism is the same. This mechanism of recording and projecting is what makes a human life as it is, as we live now, as all of us are living now. And it has been same in the past. And all those thousands of years, whoever has witnessed the mind have come to same understanding, have come to same point that it is indeed a cyclic, a recording and projecting mechanism. So this very cyclic mechanism is mantra. It does not necessarily mean that you have to repeat Sanskrit texts as mantra. If you know what a mantra is and how it is in phenomenon within your being, in your experience as I, as you call yourself I, as you know this mechanism, you understand that it's not just any text or any name or anything, but entire thing that keeps on repeating within you is mantra. For some people, waking up early in the morning, doing some prayers and exercises, and that's the daily routine, and that's the mantra. It keeps you together, it binds you together with certain thing, with certain phenomenon, with certain practice. Otherwise, the nature of the mind is very wild. It shows you thousands and thousands of thoughts, be it positive, be it negative, it just goes on showing you things. And it is you, as the guard, to pick up which things you want to share to the world, which things you want to speak out, and which things you don't want to speak out. If this guard was not there, whatever was in the mind would be spoken out, and we call this kind of people mad, because they don't have that barrier. They cannot see what is coming from the mind and what is being spoken from the mouth. They cannot see what is coming in the mind and the action that is going on. There is no barrier. Whatever comes in is immediately expressed, and that is the case for animals. The lesser the being understands mind, the more mind controls the being. And from existential vantage point, there is no negative, no positive side to it. It just is. As there is night, there is day. Be it longer nights and longer days, be it months of nights and be it months of days, it does not matter. The cycle is still there. Some cycles are longer, some cycles are very short, but it is still there. Understand this cycle that is going on within you. Understand the mind. Understand its projections. Understand how the mind plays in front of you and makes you a certain character. Because we pick on certain thoughts in the flood that goes on within in the mind. We pick up certain thoughts and we speak out. These pattern of picking of certain kind of thoughts and speaking out makes a character in you. So if you go on speaking about love and light and all these things, that becomes your character. See the mind and know. See the mind and know the things that are being projected in a cyclic nature. For example, there is a certain trait, a certain pattern you go through in your life. Everyday pattern is a shorter pattern. Then there is a certain pattern that repeats for around a month. Then there is a certain pattern that repeats around 3 months and 6 months and 9 months and certain amount of years. And they go on repeating. Some cycle you can understand very soon. Some cycle you understand very late because it repeats in a very longer period. Even more years of cycles. In any case, understanding of this cycle in the mind, and this cycle is the mantra. So whatever you keep on repeating in your mind becomes the mantra. When you keep on repeating news, daily news in your news feed, in your television, in your YouTube, if you just go on watching news after news after news, your point of view towards the world starts shifting in such a way that you only now see whatever has been projected in the news. And then you judge the world with that projection. Be it true, be it not true, the mind does not care. Be it positive, be it negative, the mind does not care. It simply repeats and brings your character according to what you have been repeating. And it not necessarily means that you yourself go on and choose these news to watch. You yourself go on and choose these songs to listen, books to read. Whatever you feed inside you, you become. Whatever you hear, you speak. Whatever you eat, you become. That is mantra. Now the use of an understanding of this technology in the East and Eastern yogic practices, it was understood the mind works in this way, the man works this way. So what rishis have done with mantras is they have given you certain set of words associated with some deities or not. There are certain set of words in Sanskrit language, which is the basis of many languages in the East. So you were associated with one deity or any deity in the mantra, and you were told about these deities, of certain glory that they have. And what the mind would do is remember this deity, the glory that the deity has, the light that the deity has, and then keep on repeating this memory, this imagination of this deity in the mind. And the miracle is the constant repeating of this deity in the mind brings you closer and closer and closer towards this mantra, towards this deity, and keeps rest of the things in your life away. Things that can go by even if you didn't pay attention to. Things that would not necessarily bother you even if you didn't look at it, didn't pay attention to it, didn't go through it. Things, those which are not very important and you can still live your life. So these things first starts getting away from you. Then you become more silent to this mantra. And this silence is not yet complete silence. It is still with mantra there. So if you go on repeating Ram, for example, you go on saying Ram, 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 Ram. At one point, the very process of the mind that provides thousands of thoughts in you now only provides Ram, 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 Ram. Because you have been repeating Ram so much of times. The only thing that mind now does it is repeat Ram. So first stage is to catch a mantra and repeat it within your mind. And this also is a second step for how I see the world. The first step in actual existence is given by the existence by giving you birth. The second stage or the second step is when you choose with all your consciousness to go within yourself and to understand your mind, your being. With any doors you can enter to this understanding, with the use of mantras, with the use of silence. There are many practices that one can go through. A mantra is one of those. So first you repeat these mantras in your mind. Then, even if you don't do anything, the mind just goes on repeating the mantra, same way as if it was repeating the news that you heard. Same way it goes on repeating songs that you constantly listen to. It just plays by itself. And just by itself it starts playing the mantra in you. And that is not the end of the journey, but a beginning of the journey. Now you see, now you know that there is this constant phenomenon inside you that repeats constantly. And you can guide this mechanism to repeat whatever you want it to repeat. Therefore, Sangham Saranam Gacchami. O universe, O existence, O God, take me to a group, take me to that kind of group where there is bliss with everyone, where there is relaxation with everyone, where there is acceptance of life in its entirety with everyone. And in such a group, you don't have to force yourself to come to your center, to understand your center, because everyone is already doing that. You see that, and it gets copied into you. Because again, what mind does is repeat and project. So this is about the mechanism of the mind. Whatever you see, you become. Whatever you hear, you start speaking. You start repeating in the mind. That is the phenomenon that goes on with everybody, every single person in the planet. It is same. Now about mispronunciation of the mantras. You don't have to worry about mispronouncing any mantras in reality. Those who have been telling you that you should pronounce correctly certain set of mantras are giving you fear, are making you afraid of something. They want to feel, they want to show you, they want to tell you that they are the superior, that you should go by their rules, by their laws. And there is nothing like that in the existence. You are equally accepted, even if you do the mantra correctly, or even if you don't do the mantra correctly. You are still here. You are still accepted. You are still loved, and you are not judged. Those who judge you, they are silently killing you. They are silently killing your light, showing you fear of certain deities. When Gautam Buddha got an enlightenment, he did not speak in Sanskrit. He spoke in local Pali language, in the language that people understood. And the miracle that happened is Gautam Buddha was able to bring enlightenment to thousands of people, which was not happening with the priests. Those only spoke Sanskrit. Even these days in the East, there are rituals in which priests read from these Vedas, and it's all written in Sanskrit. And they go on chanting these Vedas every day, these texts every day during the ritual, and they don't explain you properly what they mean. And even if they explain, they bring these deities in front of you. They always create this wall of deities, of gods and goddesses. And you see this wall and you do not see through the wall. You have been given glasses again. And through these glasses you start seeing the world. And that is the reason why people fall for deities, any deities. Thousands and thousands and thousands of gods and goddesses in the East. And who can remember all the names? And if somebody did manage to remember all the names and pronounce it correctly, did it really change him? Did it really change the person? Such a person who was changed by mantra will not go on saying that you have mispronounced a mantra. If he realized himself, he knows what mantra is, how it operates, and he also knows that at one point, mantras should also be left. Take it like this. Mantra is a boat through which you cross the river of life. You cross the river of mind, this constant flooding of mind, with thousands of thoughts. And now there is one thought, still flowing. It takes you one step closer to the incident of meditation. But if you are unable to leave mantras, you never reach there. You cannot carry the boat after you have crossed the river. It will simply become a burden to you. The best mantra I have found in my journey is the name that was given to me. Because this name I am associated with, everyone calls me with this name, and I have deep down decided that this is me, that this name is me. So whenever someone calls my name, I say yes, I respond. Now this name has become one with me. I have binded myself with this name in such a way that it became the greatest mantra of this life. Then there is a practice that I developed with the name, and you can do this practice also. And it does not necessarily require names of gods, goddesses, deities to make something a mantra. anything that you can repeat in mind, so that from thousands and thousands of different ways you are focused in one way, hence bringing you much closer to yourself. So this practice includes calling your own name very, very lovingly, with all your heart, with all your love, just like you are calling your lover, and with the feeling of love that is far more superior than you would call boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife. Just calling the name very lovingly simply makes you aware about your own being. So the practice includes sitting in front of a mirror. If you have a bigger mirror, better. If not, at least a mirror that you can see half your body. So sit in front of this mirror, look into your face, into your eyes, into your forehead, into your eyebrows, your nose, your mouth. Just look very deeply into your own face and start calling your name. Maya. 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 And you just go on calling the name ever so lovingly. Just dive deeper and deeper and deeper with your own name. You will start experiencing magic. You will start experiencing that you are being called by yourself. The one that is being called with your name is not you, because you are calling. So you see this separation in there. This separation is what brings you even more closer to yourself. And this is what mantras is supposed to do. It is supposed to split what you are from what you are not. And when you are one with what you are, then you wait. Then you give your entirety to this waiting, and this waiting of something, waiting from this existence, this eternal waiting. If you arrive to this eternal waiting, then you will come to what you were looking for. And this is what mantras are supposed to do. And if mantras bring you fear, that is not the right path. If someone says you are not pronouncing something correctly, and who can pronounce God's name correctly? In Islam, there are 100 names of God, starts with Allah. Up to 99 there are names, and in 100th there is no name, no necessity of name anymore. If you have gone through all the understandings that you are in your own being and accepted all of them, you do not need anything to express. You do not need a name. And there are thousands of languages around the world. Which language do you think is closer to God? Either none or all of them. So, what matters is the intention. What matters is how deeply you call this name. It does not matter if you mispronounce. The magic, the power lies in the intention, not in the word. Indeed, the words and intentions seem very close enough, but if you really look at them, there is a gap in between. And intention is what transfers the emotions, transfers the understanding, transfers the knowledge, transfers you to the existence, brings you more closer to the existence. That's why do not think a lot about when you are pronouncing right or not. Look what your intentions are. Be one with your intentions. Become one with the love that you already are, my dear. And this is what will bring you into serenity, into more closing with yourself. This much for today.